Just wanted to shoot a super quick video on installing a trailer brake controller on a 2025 GMC Savana. Chevy Express would be the same deal. I've used this proportional brake controller in a number of vehicles with good success, works well, plenty of power, easy enough to adjust to control. So go ahead and just use that again. So if you ordered from the factory with a trailer brake or with the HD trailering package, there's this access panel, driver's side, and then tucked up under your floor mat here. Under your floor mat, you're gonna find this little bundle of wires, blue, red, light blue, and black. And tucked up under the floor mat here, you're gonna find this little bundle of wires that's already wired for you. Dark blue is gonna be your feed from the brake controller to the rear plug to send signal to the rear trailer brakes. Red's gonna be your constant hot from the ignition. There's a light blue in there. That light blue is your signal wire from your brake pedal switch to the controller to tell your trailer when you are braking. And then the black's gonna be your ground. So if you didn't have this pre-wired from the factory and your van did not come with the HD trailering equipment package, you would be looking to run the light blue wire from your brake pedal switch. Gonna be right up behind where the brake pedal, there it is. That little white deal right there. Right there. So you don't want to tap in there. And then you'll need 12-volt hot. You can probably get that underneath the driver's seat. There is a fuse panel where you can probably pull 12-volt hot. And then ground can be any chassis ground. You can drill to the firewall, or you can, actually there's a chassis ground right there. And then the blue one's just gonna run from your trailer brake controller back to your plug. This carpet pulls back pretty easily. In ones that don't have the pre-wire, you can go ahead and just run down under here, use a fish tape, push it all the way to the rear. Alternatively, you could just poke through the firewall and then run down along the frame rail. So we'll go ahead and get that pre-bundle all cut open so we can access those. Probably gonna have to extend them where I usually like to mount that trailer brake controller on these vans. Right about here to the left of the parking brake lever. I find that it's tucked up close. It's not in the way when you're getting in and out hitting your knees. And then you can easily reach it with your right hand, or sorry, your left hand, to modulate manually if needed. You could also put it on the right side over here by your right knee, but I just prefer to actuate it with my left hand. So any questions? Drop them in the comments and I'll answer what I can. Gone ahead and cut that electrical tape and run that bundle out. This is actually pretty long with the pigtails that are on the brake controller and the length of wire you got here from the factory pre-wire. You may be able to just run that without actually extending these at all and get a mount right over here below your headlight switch. So something I noticed while looking at that is we have a little wiring info sheet right here. So we got black is going to be the ground, red and white is the battery, fused, dark blue trailer feed. So right now all that dark blue wire is doing is running from this end back to your 7-pin plug. And then the light blue and white, a little thin wire here, is fused, and it's the center mount or center high mount stop lamp. So that would be like your rear cab brake light on a truck essentially. So that's a perfect thing to give signal to the brake controller to tell it when the vehicle is stopping. So let's go ahead, we'll open up our box on this trailer brake controller, and then we'll get the wires prepped for soldering and go on with the install. All right, so we're at the next step now. We've gone ahead and gotten the factory wiring stripped out a little further, stripped a little more jacket off of the harness that came with the brake controller. Honestly, the hardest part of this job so far has just been getting the factory electrical tape off the ends of those wires. So on the controller, there's really only one way that this plug can go in. It's got a little tooth on the one end. So we're gonna go ahead and slip that in as so it's easier to handle. And interestingly, on the wiring for the controller itself, it comes with a giant diagram. So battery hot is actually going to be black. So make sure that you take note, depending on your controller, wiring colors may not actually correspond. So the brake controller output is blue, so that will be blue to blue. On the controller side, the ground is actually going to be white, so you're going to have the white from your controller going to the black from your factory wiring harness. And again, you can double check the function of all of those on your wiring ID tag here. So black to white. The stoplight signal input for the controller side is red. So you're actually going to have blue in the factory harness to red on your controller. And then battery on the controller is black. So your battery positive is going to go to your white and red from the vehicle. So take really careful note of that. Again, that's going to be black on the controller. And this, again, this is specific for the Tekonsha Primus IQ. So obviously read your controller diagram. But in this case, it's going to be black to red on the vehicle side, blue to blue on both sides, black on the vehicle side to white on the controller side, and then light blue is gonna go to red on the controller side. Now for joining these wires, I highly recommend like a soldered or solid connection. There are plenty of cars on the road where these are butt spliced or crimped, and I don't know, this is an important connection. I want my trailer brake to work all the time, 100% of the time, with no chance of failure from rattling or breaking loose or wires getting caught and pulled on. So I don't recommend a butt splice. If you do, be sure to use some adhesive heat shrink to help hold everything in place. But I recommend soldering. I was about to use these little little connectors, heat shrink built in with a little ring of solder. But I'm not real happy with the amount of solder that's in these, so I'm gonna go ahead and just not be lazy and just solder these directly. So little rosin, just dip the ends of your wires in, connect those together. Make sure you get your heat shrink over the wire you're about to solder. And then before you solder, double check on your diagram. Make sure we know that black on the vehicle is ground, and we know that white on our diagram is ground. So we'll get the soldering gun going. We'll get these soldered up. I'm not gonna bother videoing the entire process. Plus I don't have enough hands, so it's gonna be a tough sell. Maybe I'll be able to set the phone on the brake pedal and go from there. All right, so we got those all soldered and shrunk. I'm gonna bundle those together. We'll tuck them back up behind the panel here. And then what I'm gonna do is mount using the low profile plastic bracket, just because it'll keep it tucked further up away out of the dash. I'll probably find a couple little machine screws and nuts, or I don't know if I want to use the self-tappers that are included just because it's mounting to a plastic panel. In the past, I've actually used this metal bracket and then used the top two mounting holes and then gone ahead and just cut the bottom of this bracket off. So it ends up being lower profile. Little note, if you do a decent bit of soldering, these little wire clips are absolutely priceless for convenient and ease. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this bundled up, and then we'll get two little holes drilled here, mount this bracket, and we should be ready to test it out. So we're gonna give this a shot, see if I can get this done on video, and go ahead and get your soldering gun going. I like to use a heavier soldering gun. This is I think a 240 or 300 watt unit, because I prefer to heat the wire up really quickly and get that solder in before I transfer a bunch of heat up along that wire. So we're just gonna basically run this until we get a good flow of solder into that connection. You see the rosin starting to burn off now. At some point soon, we should see this start to melt. There we go. Get a little extra on there. That's going to leave us with a nice, clean, tight physical connection. So then we'll slide up, we'll do the heat shrink on there. You go ahead and mash that little sharp bit right there. And then on the heat shrink, just make sure you go long enough so you see that adhesive coming out the ends. There, you got a good melt on there. That should be good. So I'm not going to film all four or the rest of these three, but you get the idea. We've got it wrapped back up in some harness tape. If you do a lot of wiring on cars, this Tessa harness tape is a great thing to put over your electrical tape or over your wire loom if you use like a split loom or a pull-through loom. So something else just to help keep the install nice and clean. We're getting ready to position everything. I've gone ahead. We have wiring where it needs to be. Everything's hooked up and working. You want this trailer brake controller to be like parallel with the travel of the vehicle. So you want it basically lined up as straight to the direction of travel as possible. So I've gone ahead, pre-marked holes right there. That's where these are going to go through. The bracket, at least the plastic bracket, is nicely built to where cap screws, little Allen wrench screws, will go through nicely. So I've got two of those. We're going to go ahead and drill and get this thing mounted up. We now have everything reassembled, trim panels back in place, verified functionality. I think OC might be like open circuit or open contact. That's what I see on all of our controllers when we don't have a trailer hooked up. You can adjust your gain here, and this button on the top is what's used to adjust the actual boost. So like the level the brake comes on at. I forget if it's 1 or 2 I usually use with our equipment trailer. But anyway, you can see, got things tucked back in. Wiring comes out the rear, tucks up and goes through. You see I've zip tied a few other things to that same little hook. But that keeps it out of the way of the parking brake cable and ends up with a pretty clean install overall. So any questions on the process, or if you're wiring from scratch, let me know. If you wire from scratch, you'll do what we talked about earlier up here, but then in the back, you'll probably want to tie into your turn signals and brake lights back there in the rear. So I hope this helps someone, and thanks for watching.